Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Patience, and I decided to come at you guys with a follow-up for an update of the previous work that I was working on. In this one, I'm going to continue with what you can see on screen, which is working on my character Abundio, and then I'm going to get back to working on the other character that I was colouring about 2 days ago, which would have been, I think that was like either Thursday or Friday. So anyway guys, that's gonna be the mission for today. I'm gonna let you guys see how I get down with my line art and my coloring in 2D. My name is Patient Benjamins. You can find my work on YouTube. You can find it on ArtStation and DeviantArt as well. I also do 2D and 3D animations, which you can find these kinds of publications on my social media sites as well. So anyway guys, I want to proceed with this. You guys can sit down and join me. I have my music in the background playing to leisure us in the process. So let's get on with it guys. I'm not going to do any kind of tutorial style methods. This time I'm just going to kind of like just flat it out and get on with it that way. Also what I'm going to do is, after the publication has been fully rendered, I'm going to put up a time-lapse version of the video on YouTube, so you guys can see how I started the drawing process from beginning right through to end. And I think that would be good for all of us to see and witness, so that you know your boy Patience is your artist, and you know that if you do want tutorials, that I'm a person you can turn to get some form of guidance on how to use a platform, or even how to get your line art looking the way you would like it to. So anyway guys, let's proceed. So prior to I was drawing in rough using my render lines, and I'm going to continue. In fact, I'm not going to continue. I'm going to go ahead and use some helping aids here to help ensure that I don't have to spend so much time drawing things. That's one hand. Okay, so now now I'm going to move on to colouring the rest of him in flats. Then after I've done that, I'm going to start thinking about shading him. Usually I would draw some of the other characters first before I move on to the shading and all the technicals, but as this is like an introductional, I guess you could say, or I'm introducing my work onto you guys via my self-hosting, I'm going to just kind of flat through so you get an idea of how I work on my work, and then this way you can better identify me to my work as well. What I mean is my drawing style. Like if you see, there might be multiple people within my team that draw my work, or that draw our work. but some of us may have our own styles as to drawing. This will be my particular piece, my particular art. All my art and all my pieces and all development is either created by myself or designed by myself and published in such fashions with my acknowledgement and approval. Oops. I'm going to get in here and fill the gaps. Any gaps that I may have left because I sketched. Even though I went over, but it was like a once over in my sketch lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to block up any holes that I have. What I may do as well is in due time I'll probably neaten it up, so immaculate it even more, to make it more presentable for its true purpose. Its true purpose is just to be used for my desktop. Convert it. Oops. What I can do is come as close as I can. Come as close as I can. And then cut and paste layer. And now I should be able to convert just what I've copy pasted. Might be a bit of a sloppy job, but we can always go over it again later. So that's roughly what I want, and I believe that's roughly how I'm going to keep it. Even though Abundio is no longer the main character of my work, this particular picture is just, I guess you could say, a remembrance of when he was my favorite character, when he was my main character, and so that's why he's at the forefront. And then I'll have the main character or the sub-main character, now the main character, in mid, and then, you know, from there we work onwards. As you can see, this is how the character is looking, and everything's looking relatively fine. So I think what I'm gonna do is, well, usually what I do, so I think I'm gonna do what I usually do is, I work between my layers with, what do you call this, with clipped layers. So we'll make sure we name the layers. So this should be his skin. So we bring it down to his skin, and we just cut out that. This is his shirt, so we just name that. This is what his eye whites. So we can put here. And all this eye white. And everything else. Here's our smells. Alright, so we got everything named, bagged, and tagged. What's this one? This is huge, so we can just go ahead, just drop that in immediately. Alright, so now, rather than adding any detail to his clothing and all of that jazz, I will leave that for at the end. Now what I want to do is I just, you can do it now, but what I'm going to do personally is I'm just going to go in and begin to shade. So what I'm going to do before I do is I'm going to go and find my reference picture, which I know where it is. At some stage I'll give you eyes on to everything that I'm doing. In fact, if I can, I'll try and load that up now. This way you can see how I kind of place things into my Clip Studio so as to work. So we'll go properties, we'll add, I think window capture, I won't do that, we'll go add, and we'll add a I think we'll add display, no, we'll do window capture. Floor, and we'll say okay. So now you guys might be able to see what I'm doing. So go transform, we'll fit that to screen. Just give me a minute, guys. So I'll put that here. I think you guys can see what I'm doing. Yep. So I'll go back to that and I'll continue doing what I'm doing. So this is some of my work, and then I think it'll be in here. And the picture I'm looking for is this guy. So I'm gonna move this, and then I'm just gonna drag. Oops. Give me a second here, guys. I'm going to drag and drop it into my Clip Studios. Drag and drop anywhere, might I add. And then once I've done that, I'm just going to drag the subheading into the main canvas space and let go of my click. So hold click, drag it from the main canvas space. So you click it, but you hold it down on the click. Drag it off of, and then you bring it down to the main canvas space. Once you're satisfied where it's designated, you let go of click. And then to put it back, you go into its canvas, drag it, and then you can just insert it back where it was. And now I've got my image picture. This is the wrong picture. The image picture for my reference. Seemingly I got the wrong picture. Drag drop. There it is. Go bam. And we're supposed to be here. The reason why is because I just wanted to see where the lighting was. So what I might do is improvise the lighting a little bit. The sunlight is supposed to be behind them. So what I might do, wait a second here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close this so you can see what I'm doing. So just in case you missed what I did, here's how you would, once you click and drag your picture from your file explorer or wherever you got your picture into Clip Studios, and take note the picture must be like a PNG, JPEG or something of the right caliber that Clip Studios can read. Once you've done that, then it would be up here in the subfolders. Okay, so what you do is you drag the subheading down onto the main canvas where everything goes red. You can probably put it down there anywhere, but we're going to put it on the main canvas. Once you've done that, you can shrink it to size you can also scroll it, you can use it as your new canvas and work on it, etc. And then you can use it as a reference this way. To bring it back where it was, you go into its canvas and then grab its subheading folder, and then put it where you took it from. You don't grab the whole subheading itself, or you don't grab the whole heading itself. You go into the heading, then you grab the subheading and put it back where all the other subheadings are, and so now it's the main function again. So the other one, once you've resized it, you can place it wherever you want to put it on the screen. No one else is supposed to be able to see that, because it doesn't get in your way or anything. As you can see down here, there's no other folders because that's my new reference picture, but I can work on it if I wanted to. But now I can see that the lighting was coming from behind him. Now I think that would be a boring way of introducing this picture, because I mean, I couldn't go through with it, but I don't think it would be so dynamic. It would be dynamic for its own purpose, but kind of invite me in and to introduce me or induce me into the scene. I think it would be better for the lighting to be placed somewhere else. So I'm thinking from our position coming down upon him this way. That way the shadows will be beneath him as he's falling downwards. So that's what I'm going to go for. So in order to do this, before I do, I'm just going to make sure that some of these regions here are blotted up. Doesn't really matter, it's something that we can deal with afterwards, but it helps to get it now as well. Make sure you got no stars shining through, and I think we've always had that little gash there. We take the jumper. So we have something there, jumper, and then we can make this, and we've got a little bit of on the other side with jumper there, socks again. I'll leave it limited because it might be hard for you to see what I'm working on. So here we get ready to move on. So I think what I will start working on will be his skin. So I'm going to use my object tool or my operation tool. I'm going to click on his leg, and then I'm going to move this, or rather I'm going to shrink it. I don't really need it anymore anyway, but I'm going to get me a new folder. I'm going to clip it to the layer below. I'm going to set it to color burn. I'm going to get my pen after I color pick his skin. So this way the color burn is giving me the exact value of his skin, but then it's going to burn the color. So after it burns the color, I can now just say, I can see, okay, so if I draw, I can't see the different tone. So I lower, rather, I won't do it there. Yeah, actually, because here I can't see it too well. I'm going to lower the value of his skin texture in the second folder, of course, so I don't change anything. I've just changed the color that I've used, so now it's a bit darker. And now if I come in, I can see that I'm getting a bit more of an effect here. So I'm going to come here, come over, and just bring this value down a bit, and I can see I'm getting more of a result, but it's, I guess it's not exactly what I'm going for. Give me a second here. Come real low here. invert the color. I guess that can be cool for now. I'm just going to get rid of all of that. I'm going to kind of come around. And that will be it for me. So let's see if this will work. Yeah. And that would be the first. Multiply is also another good one to use for shading. Mainly when it's like dark, or what you can do is play with the opacity level to get the exact kind of shading level that you like. But for now I'm just going to leave it like this. We can play around with it afterwards. We're going to bring it down here. Depending on where you put your shadows depends on where the light is and how effective the light is, the positioning of the light, etc. So we want the sun to be practically above them and slightly drifted over to the right. So I'm just going to get a few little shadows here. I don't need to add that one, so I'll probably remove it. And then we want to get the majority of the shadow on the side of his face here. You can feel that. But it's going to do this. So we just color it manually. And because we've clipped the layer, we don't have to worry about overlapping any of the other colors on the other cells. For instance, if I take a layer here and I'll bring it, I'll put it like somewhere in the middle here, and I start coloring, it overlaps some layers, it doesn't overlap other layers. And the reason being is because it hasn't been clipped. Now if I clip this layer to whatever layer's beneath, it vanishes. That's because in this instance it can only clip to his shoes, which we probably can't see. But if I was to do that, now you can see rather not his shoes, his socks. So now we can see what it was doing. So that's the difference between clipping. That's why clipping the layer is important. So anyway, we get back to coloring. And if you lose your color, just go to Windows, go to color history, and choose the color that you was using prior to the color that you chose, of course. And now we can get back to, at this point it's kind of important, it's usually up to the artist, but you can add a little bit of shape to this. So like come in here and then kind of come down, and that way it kind of gives an indication that his cheeks are bulging. So that's what we're going to go for. We're going to probably get a little bit of shading on the outside of his eye here. And we're going to get a little bit here. Maybe put another one there as well. Like in my previous upload, shadows will try its best to exist, and light is taken over the region. So, the shadows don't want to leave. So they'll do anything to exist and occupy space. So you want to try and get the shadows in as much regions as you possibly can. We're going to get some here on his nose. And then we're going to get a little bit here under his mouth. I want to get it more on this side. And I'm going to just get rid of a little bit and just curve it out a bit, taper it off. And the sun's slightly over to the right, so we can get a little shadow that will be there, indicating that he does actually have a nose bridge. But I think in this instance I'm going to move the shadow slightly over to his left. That is optional. In this instance, I'll screw up and leave it. What I could do as well, because the side slightly over to his left, I could catch it and kind of come in here a little bit. Probably just kind of. Alright. And now we can probably have a little shadow in here. And kind of shake it out a bit. There we go. So I tend to find colour burn is a good one to use for the skin. We can do that bit. We don't have to, but I think I just might. That's for the knee, but I think I'll just leave it out. And now that that's done, what I could do as well is just go ahead, put these two in a folder, and close that folder, and then call this one skin. But I'm going to put a little less at the end, so that way it's not copying the same name as the subheading folder within, or the subheading layer within the folder, because I don't want any complications. Maybe there's no complications, but maybe there is. So anywho, we'll screw eye whites for now. We do his shirt, so we go get a layer, click that below, but this time I'm going to turn it to multiply, and then I'm going to choose a color slightly darker than gray, and then I'm just going to go in and begin paint. Trying to keep in mind that the sun's positioning, where the sun's positioned to my character. So we might get a little bit of shadow here. Can kind of be coming up here a bit. We can get a lot of shadow in here. And we can get a nice shadow beneath him here. I'm not getting it there because the sun's actually coming down on him here. Might get a little bit, which don't make sense. So we'll get rid of that. We might be able to get a little bit of shadow going like this bits. But I might remove that one. And then this is where we do begin to get creative, so we're just going to put a little bit of shadow here. Get a little bit of shadow under here. That's okay. All of this bit here is probably going to be in shadow besides that bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around and just close that off. Hate when it does that. I've got to control my paint bucket. I think I might try and do that now. We've got a close gap. I don't think it'll be closed gap. Area scaling. Area scaling tolerance. We bring that down to about 8. There we go. And then we're going to get a nice amount of shadows here. Let me come in this way. There must be a bit there somewhere. And I've clicked it. stubborn, but it's okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the tolerance a little bit more. And we'll probably get a nice little bit of shading in here. And we're going to get some there, a little bit coming in here. And then we'll just try and get some coming under his arm. This bit coming out of this one, and we'll leave it about there. Also, what I want to do is expose this bit to the light. Just clap it off somewhere here. Yeah, so I want it something like that. This bit here would likely be in shadow. This bit would be a little bit of shadow. So I think, give me a second, guys. We almost ran into a crisis. We would have just been cut off. I don't think I have room to plug this in. I might need to hit my fans, but I don't have means of doing that. So we may have to cut this upload short, but I'm gonna try to go as long as I can, because my battery is almost finished, and I've only just gonna put the charger in, simply because we're running OBS at the same time, so that's a good way to kind of heat this thing up. And I can hear the fans kicking in. I was wondering why the fans were in, but so anyway, guys, I'm going to try and continue a little bit longer. So now that the shirt is done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the shirt. I know usually we don't use blank white, but in this instance I'm going to use blank white, just to give it more of a pop. Also to kind of insinuate that the sun's light is really bright. Most people don't do it, but ironically I do. Now what I'll do is I'll probably work his jumper. So again, same, get a new layer, clip it to the one beneath, and we'll turn this to multiply. You can use color burn. I usually use color burn to kind of matte things down to finish off my work, but in this instance that will not be the case. And then I will just come here and just begin to, we're going to get kind of like hard lines, because the sun knows what it's shining on. Why is that on a different layer? It's nothing here. For some reason I have that on the shorts, so we're going to delete that. And then we're going to come back to jumper. We're going to go up and do this color pick and just fill it in. Go back to the previous color, go back to the layer, and then we can just get back to what we're doing. Fill that in. Shadows are going to try and prevail, so we're going to get it coming off his jumper a bit. We're going to get another bit that's going to want to come wrapping round. like there's an imaginary fold there that we ourselves can't see properly, and we're going to want to get a shade in here. But because he's falling flat, we're going to leave it as to like the sun is dominating the scene. So I might be able to get a little bit of shadow here. If you start closing him off, boxing him off, it almost looks like he has a point light on him. Sunlight is very immense, wide, and the value spectrum, I guess you could say, is very strong. So we bring it this way. It covers a wide range area, I guess you would say. So we just kind of put a few folds in here. This bit comes with a little bit of experience. Once you kind of say to yourself, I kind of understand where folds will be on the character's jumper, you can begin to add your own stuff. But you know, like, yeah, I could add another one here. It's kind of like and so it looks like his jumper's kind of like, you know, sometimes what I do is when I'm animating, like say if there's a gust of wind that goes pushing by or blowing by, I don't animate the clothes, I just animate the shadows. So that's something that I have fun with. Saves a lot of time, it works, and it looks good. I would like to showcase a little bit of that. Well, I've kind of used it once before on one of my rough animations. I think it would be in YouTube, and I think it's this one. So let's just make sure we're seeing it. I shouldn't really do this too much because we're already running on overload. So let's just see if we're seeing this. Oh yes. No, you're not seeing this bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this. And I'm going to open this and here's my video. Then I'm going to tell OBS to look at my video. Give me a second. Let's go with media source. Boom. Browse. I don't know where that went. I cancel. Copies. No, we got the wrong thing. We're going to remove that. And I should actually work with this one. No, it's not. So I'm going to add display capture. Okay. Sorry guys, give me a minute. Let's just go with that. Give me a second, guys. Fit to screen, and then what I'm going to do is go down video. Okay, so now you can see the video. Hopefully you get to see the video the way that I'm seeing it here. So at this bit, his t-shirt or his jumper underneath his jacket is not animated. All I've animated is the shadows. So that's one of the places where I've used it, and it actually works. So now that I've shown you that, hopefully we can get rid of this and stop stressing out my computer. And we're working on the jumper. Oh, we've already worked the jumper, so things are going to be quite rough, simply because for the sake of the upload, especially now, I'm going to try and keep things to a bare minimum, speed things through a little bit more. And after that, I'll click save. I actually have my fan behind my my Surface Pro, but I'm unable to get to it because my device here, I have my camera locked into it. Here's the cable for it, but I've got my dongle plugged in, and if you over plug sockets into the Surface Pro, then what happens is that it kind of crashes down. Once that happens, you end up with a really bad experience, such as maybe you don't have a good the touch features don't work and stuff. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna leave it as is, because I ain't got time to play around with that stuff for now. There's an easy way of fixing it, but I ain't in the mood to try and go through that method. Anywho, so where are we? Jumper, we've done the jumper, so we're gonna go lock the jumper in. And we're gonna call this one jumper, this one less. We got socks, so we'll do socks is it's up, and it's in our face, so we're just gonna add this, and we're gonna get that one in there. I'm gonna go drop this in there and turn this one to clip. Oops. Turn this one to clip. Again, turn this one to multiply. And we're just gonna go ahead and shade again. So this way, because it's like this, I might bring it and just kind of dip it down here, and then just come across here, and just gonna fill. There we go. And I might just pull the shadows back a bit. Somewhere there. I wasn't trying to spend too long trying to make it look, perfect. Like I said, that's something I'll do in my own time. But because this bit has like a lip, what I'm gonna do is just bend around and colour that bit in. Ooh. Okay, so that's looking alright. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to straighten this bit out a bit. And then I'm going to do the same on this one. Let's bring it. I'm going to have to zoom in here a little bit. We've got a net, so bring it coming around the net and bring it around. And then I'm just going to colour that bit, colour this bit, and then come down here, that's that, and film that. So something like so. I think I could probably draw back on this one. Oops. Draw back on this one a bit. And just come in here. Looks like this thing I'm doing. Bring it coming down. I'll bring this one down a bit. Right to there. just leave it at this bit. And then I think I'm going to put a shadow beneath this little shadow. And I think that should look a little bit better. Because at this stage the sun is overwhelming. Now what I could do with this bit is actually turn this shadow a bit darker. And even still I might go a bit darker than that. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe a little bit lighter. Yeah, I think I'll do it like that. Sorry guys, I'm still a bit chesty. Now we're going to be shorts, of course, so we can close this one, call this one socks. A little less. That's a big ass sign. What did I do? Oh, if you press it's not shift. You got shift and you got caps, and then you got the two arrow keys, one pointing this way, one pointing that way. I'm pretty sure that's not shift. If you click that, you're able to clear up your workspace and continue working. Click it again, you get your workspace back. So anyway, I ain't gonna work on shoes just yet. Now we'll work on his shorts. So again, I think I'm gonna do it like I did it with the other one. Do it like that. I'm gonna drop shorts in. I'm gonna add this one in. And then clip it to shorts. I'm going to name the folder now, so I don't have to afterwards. Shorts. I made the same mistake. And set shorts to multiply. And we're going to color this one. We're going to go about here, and we're going to catch it about, oh no. I'm going to catch it about here, and then we're going to come across here, and we're going to catch this bit. Let's just say it's a bit more like that, and then we just want to come in and maybe about here, like so. We kind of want to curve this line. A bit more like that, and then we're going to color that in. So it'll be something a bit more like that, and then catch the hind of the so we know that, you know, we got shadows there. I've got guests around today, so if you can hear any noise in the background, slightly apologise for that. So we just give that a little shade like so, and then what I might do is just shade the inner side of the shorts as well. This side we can probably catch it from like there, maybe a bit. Come on, gonna come around and oops. So what I'll do is use this. Come on now. What's that all about? Screw it, do it manually. Just get in there and just color that in. There we go. And now we can just do it here. We can also get a second value of shading on some aspects of him as well, like maybe like what we was doing with the character that I was working on I believe it was Thursday. We can get a darker value beneath or atop of some of the shadows that we put on them, so it's even darker in all the places where light finds it harder to get to, like behind these knees or on the other side of the light. So anywhere where the light has to work extremely hard to get to, you're going to get extremely harsh shadows. Still soft, but harder shadows. So we may do that. Anywho, now that we've done that, you don't necessarily need to name your shadows because they've already been identified with the clippage red line beside the layer. But if you find that you're using more clip layers on a certain file, then it'd probably be best to go in and name your clip layers. That way you don't get confused or lost and spend time looking for each layer so that you can edit your character further. There would be a quick way around that, which would be flatten your character down to the page and then working from that point onwards. With this, again, multiply, and we got a nice color here. I think this color might be a bit too dark for what we're going for, but so far so good. We'll catch it from about here. Bam. And then here we'll take it from about here. Go down. Bam. We might lighten the value of this a bit later. Come in here. I think we'll make the shadow a bit more steep. And I think I want this shadow coming around here, going down like that. And I think I'm going to just put all of that in shadow. And then I'm going to come all the way up with this one, and I think we're going to grab all of this bit here and put this to in shadow. We're going to control that shadow a little bit, and come up and just control it. It's overlapping a bit too much. Like so, and then we're just gonna just on some of the tips, the edges of some of these hair strands. I don't think we have to be too neat and tidy here, but it does help a little bit. We can get some in there. Again, I'm not going to try and spend too long on some of this. So I think I might leave it like that, at least for now. Get some here. Put some there as well, yes. Clean it up a little bit. Right here, put a little shadow behind this guy, behind that guy, and for now, I think I might come this way a little bit. I might just get this in shadow, and just kind of bring these shadows coming in a bit. And just kind of pull it a bit, and I think I might do it like that. I think that is pretty darn fine. We'll close this one, call it here, or call it head, I think that'll be okay. And now I think I'm gonna get a lighter value of shadow coming down here. I think that'd be pretty darn cool. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll come back to these jumpers. Now I've got to find the value that I used, which I think was maybe this one. Yep. And catch this shadow coming from here and coming down like that. And then coming down here. And I might just kind of catch it. Like that. Probably a little bit on it here. And yeah, we did that bit. I'll clean this bit up. Okay, so it's still pretty rough, but I think something like that is what I would like. Now to finish off, we just want to do his eyes, his mouth, and his shoes. So we just go ahead and do some of these right now. I think I might start with the shoes. So grab another one, click back to this one, get a folder, drop them both in that. Tell this one to multiply. Get a nice dark color, and we just want to grab where the light practically is and color that bit. There we go, something a bit more like that, and we want to put this bit actually dark too. I still wouldn't mind kind of cutting up a bit with this. That's something a bit more like so, and that should be good enough. But for this one, huge. We close that, and then we go to his mouth. Fortunately, we already did a little bit of shade into his mouth already. Name it now. Oops. We'll go ahead and just give it the same name in this instance. Hope nothing bad happens, but if it does, we've learnt here first, folks. So his teeth will need let's go back here. What's going on here? Oh yes, we have found the problem. Seemingly it doesn't know what it's coloring, so we'll call it mouth dot. Then we come back into here and try. Why are we not seeing anything? Oh, that'll be why. Seemingly that was not the problem. Turn this chunk off. And yeah, I believe it worked. Yeah. And now we will clear this and we'll get this. Not too far up. And get it somewhere here. Let's get close in. So that's locked in. Very important you put it in the right place so that you keep that dimension. I don't think we need to focus on anything else because technically it's being shaded, but if I wanted to, I could just come in here and just kind of give this bit a little shadow. I think I'll leave it like that. And now we move on to the fun bit, his eyes. Because obviously we got his tie to do. We just quickly do his tie now. Click this one, let's just put it in a folder. And color pick the green, turn this one on to multiply. And we catch it from here. I tend to find if you change the colors of your values too much from what they originally are in your clip state, when you layer it over and you clip it to the previous layer, if you move on and you find that you have to go back to edit it, edit your work, you end up kind of stuck for choice, because the colors that you used are not as simple as you know, your original colors. Maybe you change the value on the slider so it's a bit lighter than the green. When you go back and you try to edit that that overlay, like for instance, I'll show you now. If I make this green slightly lighter, and then let's just say I draw on the time, I say okay, that's the shadow, and everything's going all good, and then I say okay, what might I do? I might create like another clips layer, and then I might use another green to do like another color. Now when I come back to this one, if say now that I'm on the original green color and I want to continue shading because I might have had a slip or a gap or whatever, it's hard to find that color, that exact same color, and because you've moved on with your work, it might be hard to go back into window and then go to color history, unless obviously you saved your colors. That's why it's best to try your best to use your original colors for shading, unless obviously you're compromised. I'm just going to step back. And then I'm going to go in any instance, I think for now I'm just going to leave it like this. I'll add other values of what I'm doing later on. So I'm going to do it this way, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of color here. Nope. I'm going to get it here, and then I'm going to fill that in. Something more like that, and I think that would be cool for now. As well, I think I might just put a little bit in there, and then we can close this, name it tie. We're just putting the S, and now we can move on to the eyes. So got a folder for the eyes. In this instance, we can just call it eye. Get this one, clip it to here. The eye usually takes a few more layers than just one, but for now we'll try and just stick with one. So we're going to use the same color, but we're going to change it to a lighter color. We're going to use screen. And let's see if this works. That actually works. So we're just going to put this time, we're going to put it up here, because that's where the light source is coming from. this one and turn this one to multiply. And then I'm just gonna darken the underside of these eyes. Like so. So now it looks like he's got a little bit of life in his eyes. What I'm also going to do is just add a few more highlights in here. And then later what I might do is add some color to his eyes. So because the sky is naturally generally blue, I might put a little bit of hue in his eyes to make it seem as if he's reflecting a lot of his environment. And so for now I'm going to leave it as such, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly go down to his eye whites, which should be somewhere here. There it is. His shirt, we can put this in a folder because it seems like we ain't done that yet. Call it shirt. If you like, you can put the S at the end. Obviously he's only wearing one shirt. And then eye white, cut to the layer below, multiply. Get a colour that's not too significantly on contrast from what is, and just colour that a bit. And then if you want to, you can make it darker. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. And that, guys, is roughly how I would go about colouring my character, my dance self. So that's from practically ground zero to hero. So now we can see that's how it was looking, this is how he is looking. That's how it was looking, this is how it is looking. So that's roughly how I go about it, guys. And I do like looking at that. Obviously we're going to have to add his badge on, I might as well do that now. I might just, well, I was thinking free draw it, but I think I'm going to use this. Go to maybe 8 and just kind of get a little, we'll do it like that for now. I think his badge is blue. If I'm not mistaken, it's like this kind of blue, but I'm going to use this one. Come here. What am I doing? I'm just going to go bam. Maybe put it above this. And then what I'm going to do is change its color value a bit. Down here, come back here. You ain't going to see this bit, sorry about that. And then I'm going to just convert the color value so it blends in a little bit more. And it's going to look something like that. So that's how I color my character, draw my character from sketch, and how I color my character from ground zero, guys. In fact, I'm going to turn it up so you can see it. So that's practically ground zero, and this will be the finished format. So that's how I do it, guys. So there's no magic involved, it is just your boy Patience. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come beneath leave this layer now. Obviously you can see the other characters that I will begin to implement into this. And then I'm going to click a beautiful sky color, and I'm going to come up here to the top of the canvas in the headings folder, and I'm going to click on this fill button, which is different to the one in the left sub menus. The left sub menu, you got to click it, and wherever you click it fills within that space or within the region where there are no gaps. If there are no gaps, it fills the entire place. If there's no gaps, if there's no gaps, it will fill the entire space. If there are gaps, it will fill the entire space, and if there's no gaps, it will only fill the allocated space that is assigned to it, so as it were. So in this case, I'm going to use this one, and it's going to fill the entire space. Down here there's a triangle. If I want to, I can adjust the color of my situation, or I can use a slider here to get more roughly what I'm looking for if I feel like that color is a bit too and that's looking relatively fine because it looks like we're high up in the sky, so the air is as fresh as it gets. And then what I might do, sometimes I use my own creativity when it comes to gradients. In this instance, I'm not going to do that. I'm very satisfied with the in-house ingredients. So rather than cooking something up, I'm going to use what's already been cooked up for me. So I'm going to cook mango gradient, and I'm going to grab my pen at the top of the page. So I'm going to put my pen on top of the canvas, above the canvas. So not on the page, but above the page, which that's locked in. So I'm going to get rid of that. And then I'm going to drag my pen down on the screen to about his waistline, and you can see it automatically puts a gradient in. I'm going to clip that gradient to my sky, and then I did change this, didn't I? So I'm supposed to have a menu over here. I don't think, because this is here. Get out the way, I don't need you anymore. Yeah, I did. I accidentally moved something, and that's supposed to be like this. Bear with me a minute, guys. If I can't find what I'm looking for, I may need. No, that's not the one. It is, but it isn't. I think it might be layer property. Yes, that's what we're looking for. So we're going to click this. Obviously I've accidentally gotten rid of some of my other jazz, so we're going to try and get that jazz back. Go window, we want we've got a layer property, subtool detail. I think I clicked that one already. Nope, that's not what we want. I might need to there it is. So we got this back, but now we've lost the other one. There's usually a way of getting it back, but it beats me at the minute. But anyway, we've got this. So when I load this up, I'll have all my settings back again. Let's see if I can get rid of the other window that I brought up. Oh, it's not layer. Get that back. Get rid of search layer. And then what I want to do is, because I found it, we want to add no, not working. So we'll try and do it later on. But anyway, I wanted to show that I did it. But you can change your layer to color. In fact, I do need it because that's how I edit my so if I go to color history, we want layer property. So anywho, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click layer color, and then I can choose a color spectrum of blue. So I might choose this one. Then you click the paint bucket and it changes the color for you. So I might go to maybe a darker blue. I know that's not the blue that I want. We want something similar to this one, which is relatively cool. So once you've done that, I'm gonna have to showcase this to you guys again a little bit better, because this bit's actually pretty darn fun. Then we go back to layer, and then what you can do is, once you do that, you can click the operational tool, and then you can obviously slide your gradient to be, so the further down you bring it is the higher up it seems he is, because obviously the higher up you go, it's like you go into space, and it just seems like he's actually in atmosphere. So I might in this instance bring it somewhere around here. You can even tip it as well to play with perspective. I'm gonna bring it somewhere about here. Then what I can do, I think I'll bring it about somewhere here. I think usually I'll do something like this, but we're gonna bring it about here. Then what you can do is you can come here. In fact, what I could do is just turn it to multiply, which gives it a deeper color blue. Once you get that, you can be a bit more creative with where you want your gradient to, Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that, so you get an even deeper blue. And now you can begin to play around with it as it kind of, you got the same gradient that was, and then you can kind of phase it out, which I think is neat. And then obviously you can play around with its opacity levels, so it's not so deep. And then what I might do is, because this is just a skybox, we can drop that into the folder. For now we leave it as is. We'll click this, and one of the ways that I choose to do clouds, if you click on to where you got your line tools, I choose the lasso fill, and then I will go and I'll choose like maybe a light gray color, and then that's when I begin to get creative with my clouds. So that's a way that I will do clouds, which is nice, easy, and effective. You can draw your clouds in any old fashion that you like. You can look out your window and use immediate reference to get your clouds. My window is to my right, but you won't get clouds really much up here because he's very high up. So that's roughly how I do that, guys. As well, sometimes to get a nice finish from him and the background is I'll come in here and I might just get like I don't know, maybe a soft blue, and again I would fill, and then I will set this to maybe overlay, and if overlay doesn't work for me, I'll go soft light, or maybe I'll go for something a bit more interesting, like saturation or color. This you got hue, but in this instance we're going to probably saturation, and then you can control the level of that, and that can be a way of helping your character to pop. And then I might even duplicate that, and then put it at the top of my character, turn this value up, and it'll be a way of blending him back into the scene. So let's go with maybe light, and you can see you get like some real nice effects. You get like a nice atmosphere, and my character will be falling that way. So that's a nice, easy, simple trick of helping and allowing your character to blend into a situation that you've worked on. But anyway, guys, what I might just do is just come here, and just quickly type his name in here. So it'll be like that. Get one of my other pens. I don't want to use my animation pen. I'd rather use calligraphy, and then just write his name in. Abundio. And that's roughly how I do my stuff, guys. But anyway, it is your boy Patience. I hope you like what you've been seeing and be hearing. If you did, leave your likes and your thumbs and your comments down below. It's your boy Patience, guys. Over and out.